I was out on the Maidan one morning with my Risalda, a big, lean, ugly devil of the Pathan people of the frontier named Mohammed Iqbal. He was a splendid horseman and managed a lance perfectly, and under his guidance I was learning quickly. That morning he had me tilting at pegs, and I speared so many that he said, grinning, that he must charge me more for my lessons. We were trotting off the Maidan, which was fairly empty that morning, except for a palanquin escorted by a couple of officers, which excited my curiosity a little, when Iqbal suddenly shouted, "See, Huzzor, a better target than little pegs," and pointed towards a pariah dog, which was snuffling about some 50 yards away. Iqbal couched his lance and went for it, but it darted out of his way, so I roared, "Tally-ho!" and set off in pursuit. Iqbal was still ahead of me, but I was only a couple of lengths behind when he made another thrust at the pie dog, which was racing ahead of him, swerving and yelping. He missed again and yelled a curse, and the pie dog suddenly turned almost beneath his hooves and leapt up at his foot. I dropped my point, and by great good luck spitted the beast through the body. With a shout of triumph I heaved him, twisting and still yelping, high into the air, and he fell behind me. Iqbal cried, "Shabash!" and I was beginning to crow over him, when a voice shouted, "You there! You, sir! Come here, if you please, this moment!" It came from the palanquin, towards which our run had taken us. The curtains were drawn, and the caller was revealed as a portly, fierce-looking gentleman in a frock coat, with a sun-browned face and a fine bald head. He had taken off his hat and was waving insistently, so I rode across. "Good morning," says he, very civil. "May I inquire your name?" It did not need the presence of the two mounted dandies by the palanquin to tell me that this was a highly senior officer. Wondering, I introduced myself. "Well, congratulations, Mr. Flashman," says he. "Smarter piece of work as I've seen this year. If we had a regiment who could all manage a lance as well as you, we'd have no trouble with damned Sikhs and Afghans, eh, Bennett?" "Indeed not, sir," said one of the exquisite aides, eyeing me. "Mr. Flashman, I seem to know the name. Are you not lately of the 11th Hussars at home?" "Eh? What's that?" said his chief, giving me a bright grey eye. "By God, so he is. See his cherry-picker pants." I was still wearing the pink breeches of the Hussars, which I strictly had no right to do, but they set off my figure admirably. "So he is, Bennett. Now, damn it, Flashman. Flashman, of course, the affair last year. You're the deloper. Well, I'm damned. What are you doing here, sir, in God's name?" I explained cautiously, trying to hint without actually saying so that my arrival in India had followed directly from my meeting with Bernier, which was almost true anyway, and my questioner whistled and exclaimed in excitement. I suppose I was enough of a novelty to arouse his interest, and he asked me a good deal about myself, which I answered fairly truthfully. In my turn I learned, as he questioned me, that he was General Crawford on the staff of the Governor-General, and as such a commander of influence and importance. "By God, you've had bad luck, Flashman," says he. "Banished from the lofty cherry-pickers, damned nonsense, but these blasted militia colonels like Cardigan have no sense. Eh, Bennett? And you're bound for company service, are you? Well, the pay's good, but it's a damned shame. Waste your life teaching the sowers how to perform on galloping field days. Damned dusty work. Well, well, Flashman, I wish you success. Good day to you, sir." And that would have settled that, no doubt, but for a queer chance. I'd been sitting with my lance at rest, the point 6 feet above my head, and some of the pie dog's blood dribbled down onto my hand. I gave an exclamation of disgust, and turning to Iqbal, who was sitting silently behind, I said, "Kadaba, Risalda, lance saft karo joldi," which is to say, "Look out, Sergeant Major, take this lance and get it clean quickly." And with that I tossed it to him. He caught it, and I turned back to take my leave of Crawford. He'd stopped in the act of pulling his palanquin curtains. "Here, Flashman," says he, "how long have you been in India? What, 3 weeks, you say? But you speak the lingo, damn it." "Only a word or two, sir." "Don't tell me, sir. I heard several words. Damned sight more than I learnt in 30 years. Eh, Bennett? Too many e's and ums for me, but that's damned extraordinary, young man. How did you pick it up?" I did more explaining about my gift for languages, and he shook his bald head and said he'd never heard the like. "A born linguist and a born lancer, by God. Rare combination, too damn good for company cavalry, all ride like pigs anyway. Look here, young Flashman, I can't think at this time in the morning. You'll call on me tonight, do you hear? We'll go into this further. Hey, Bennett?"